Hi. So here I am, come and go, make videos and then that and stuff. Finally getting my time to be productive and hopefully it's productive. But anyway, yeah, so before I start getting into my subject and saying like, hey, what the hell am I gonna talk about? Um, there's a little bit of construction work around here. It's just like convenient because the whole morning I was doing my own stuff, nothing. And I'm gonna make a video now, like I have a subject, I just like really feel like talking about it. And drilling starts. I'm like, is that a coincidence? Like it always happens. Whenever I want to say something, whenever I want to make a video, the drilling always starts. And usually what I did in the past, like, okay, I'll wait. And the whole day they would be working and I would just like not make videos. Now I'm like, what the hell? You know, I'm just like I want to produce content. I want to make some like talk about something. I want to make something valuable or anything. And if you hear the drilling, excuse me, it's not my it's not my thing. So anyway, that being said, I was looking at Rich 150X videos today, and there was a comment where someone like put a timestamp on at this time and time you make a like the devil horn sign, and I'm like, and like for me, I think I'm gonna rant about it, like the whole symbolism and numerology, like all the numbers and stuff, because a lot of times nowadays it just used to cause massive fear for people. Of course, let's keep in mind that there are societies that use the hand signs, that use all kinds of symbols, and I love making like those soft disclosure videos where I can depict like what they talked about, what was the underlying message for the people who would like be able to pick it up. I love doing that. And there are societies who will use those signs and then like symbolism and all that for a reason. And the whole Hollywood stuff, it is a thing. Like, let's put it clear. But at the same time, nowadays when people go out and they see like a car plate with a number 666, oh my god, Satan is here. Like, really? It's just a car with a car plate of like three numbers. Are you gonna overreact on that? You make a video and people are talking, you go into concert and people like, yeah, we love it, and they like accidentally they go from this to this and like they have this sign, and people go crazy with, oh my god, you've made a devil horn sign, you made this and that, what we have this one is specifically this one. We have like people loving hiding to one eye and stuff like that. Like, it's a known sign for like a lot of Illuminati like makes that or stuff. Like the whole Hollywood thing. It's pretty popular. But then you go outside and people make those signs accidentally or without really thinking about it. And some people who are super into those signs start seeing something. And now, ordinary person without no clue, or they have no intention of making that sign, or even they have no knowledge about it, or even if they make that, they have no intention of hey, I'm gonna make this. I'm a Satan now right now, or like I have like connections with a satanic community, or I have connections with Illuminati, or I have connections with anyone. Like, really? Are we gonna overreact on everyday signs now? People go crazy with you make this and stuff. Akvita made this sign and that sign. She went like this and let's make that sign. What else we have? Like kind of like all kinds of hand signs and like symbolism and stuff. And people just like have massive fear on that. They see triangles, they see other things, and now they're so afraid. Like that person made it like that hand sign. I'm not gonna talk to him. He's satanic. He's in a bad community. Like, really? I know people who've been studying science and they like went out outside and started seeing them like every day. Like all kinds of like 9/11, big deal. 666. They go into the mall and there's like a magazine with like a hand sign and stuff like that. And the person was so freaking out. Like, oh, they're everywhere. They're watching me. Like, people get so paranoid and afraid. And, like, are we really going to be afraid of a hand sign? Are we gonna go like be scared about it and just like I'm not gonna go out because they're there, they're watching me? Like, what? Really? Like, read this. Is that gonna make you feel better? I'm just ranting. Like, I might be completely wrong, but I have my own beliefs, and let's make a difference. There are times and places where those signs and like numbers and all that stuff is there for a reason. Let's make it clear. But every day, without you just like see that like it's not a thing. They're not following you. They're not all over the place. I think like people get so much into it, they start like looking for those. It's just like it's now their thing. They found out about this like hand signatures, about the symbolism, about all of kinds of signs and stuff like that, and now they're looking for that because they just want to confirm their theories, what they found out, and they start seeing it everywhere because it's been here since the day one. You know, the whole Nazi sign. It's been there way before Nazis came over. Really? Are we gonna be afraid of that? So people get so paranoid about like, oh, this sign and that sign. I know people who got suicidal because of that. You know, they go outside, they see all those like kind of signatures, the hand signs, the symbolism, and they're so afraid. And really, are we gonna live in fear our whole lives? This is what they want. If like if we're talking about elite and all this like satanic stuff and like all kind of that stuff, I think that's what they want, to cause that tremendous fear. Like now people are looking for the hand signs and different things, and they're not noticing the most important part, what's really going on behind the scenes, because we're focusing on a hand sign instead of what they're saying and what they're doing. Like really? And for me, it just pisses me off. It's not a big deal in my world, but I'm seeing how people are getting so paranoid and afraid that they're like, oh my god, Aquila made this video, she made all these hand signs, she's satanic, unfollow, unsubscribe, she's a devil mod, like oh my god. Like, okay, cool. People call me reptilian. Awesome. People call me like, satanic. Awesome. We start seeing it everywhere. Once we're looking for it, we start seeing it everywhere. Because like, I talk about reticular activating system, and there are other people who talk about the same subject. And once we focus on something, our filter in our head changes that we would see it all the time. If we are like, okay, I don't like people that smoke, and like you're gonna focus on people that smoke because you try to avoid them, and now you're gonna see smokers all around you. You never noticed that. You never noticed. And you're like, okay, I don't like, when, like this kind of animal, or I don't like the tree that looks like that. And now you're hating it. So your focus shifts onto it and you start seeing it everywhere. And you kind of bring it to yourself. You never really notice, but now when you look at it and when you focus on it, it's all around you. And it drives you crazy. Like, oh my god, I've never thought it's going to be like this. And for me, I don't know. I think like there are places where it's there for a reason, where it's okay for us to look at it and like, yeah, they use that, and like we can like think about it and know about it. But to be crazy, paranoid, but to be scared, that's not right. This is where they want us to be. To causing chaos, like all of this divide people, divide and conquer. It's a thing. Like, okay, I made a sign. Like now people are gonna be like, oh, Villa is satanic because she made all those signatures and stuff like that. Like, cool. Awesome, you have that opinion. Do you know my real intentions? Are you listening to what I'm talking about in all of my videos? Or did you just see that sign and now you've heard about it in the past? Like, okay, satanic people use that sign. Like, really? And now you're gonna make a connection because like you saw a picture over there, like someone made the sign like that, and if I make this now I'm satanic too? Okay. If that serves you, did that empower you? Is that making you feel stronger and better? Like, people give in to numbers and signature like signs and like all kinds of things and losing their like sovereignty. They're like, get so paranoid about all of that, and you're like, like okay, 666, 777, like make all of those signs. Of course it's there. It was there all the time. But there is a thing where that big corporations and big companies and some societies use that, and everyday people actually like one of them, one reason they might get programmed and they might have seen that sign and they might repeat it. They have no knowledge about it. They have no intentions. They probably haven't read anything that you read. How would you know that they're satanic? How would you know that they're like, have any kind of involvement with like Illuminati or any kind of this stuff? Really? Are we gonna be so paranoid? So for me, it just pisses me off. Like really, when I think about it, like, when you look at like you can like look up Jesus hand sign, and Jesus had like this sign, like he had like these kind of fingers and stuff, and like sure, okay, like you have like this whole like there are like chakras connections where you hold your hands in a certain way and it helps you. Like there's this whole thing. There's a subject of like the way you move and the way it's gonna energize you and stuff like that. One thing, religion, and then like the whole Satanism thing. And now you go out and like in school, I'm like, okay, I saw the sign, and I was counting. I was doing something like yeah, and I was like moving my hand in the way, and I was going like that and that and that. And my friend saw me, and I'm like, are you into sex? I'm like, what? No. Why would you think that? And so literally, I saw a photo sometime of Jesus, and he had this hand sign. And then I was in physics class once, and my classmate who sat next to me, he knows he watches porn, and so like he saw like Yeah. So he thinks I'm into porn because I was counting and I accidentally did that sign. Like, really? Are we gonna connect things like that? I'm into porn because I make this sign, and I'm like, people who are into porn will think about this. People who know Jesus will think about that, and like we make connections because of what we believe and what we know. But do we know their real intentions? People might be counting. People might be doing stuff, and we should like make a difference where people do it every day for like accidentally, or they might just like show it. Like, really, are we gonna make me Illuminati now because I make like a triangle? I think it's enough living in fear because this is what I want. Being paranoid, being in fear, like, okay, I'm gonna sit like that and never do anything again because that is Satanism, that is religion, that is porn, so I'm never ever moving. Just tie me up. Put that like gloves on me or like something. Stop, please. Like, we're limiting ourselves because of what we see and like we're so scared. So what? It's a sign. So what? Is it gonna cause a massive thing? I know people who are like really, really paranoid about that stuff, and for me, like, I don't think it's right. Being like living in fear the whole time, it's not good. And we're the ones when we focus on that, we manifest it, we bring it, we just get it. So I just want people to get in a place where their life serves them and they become more powerful, where things are working for them. And my whole purpose of like showing all those hand signs isn't that like I'm having connections with all of those societies or something. I've read about it, I know about it, I've been in that thing in the past. Like, when once I woke up and I have all of these sounds, I hope it's not coming from this laptop, but like, anyway, I know those signs and I've been studying it like for quite a while. Once I woke up, it was one of my starting things. When I had my awakening, I was like, okay, let's look deeper into that and that, and I got into symbolism and I started seeing it everywhere. Like, okay, there's this, there's that, and I've gotten to a place where, so what? So what is there? It's not gonna be a thing because I am the one giving the power to it. If it causes you fear, if it causes you like, oh, that's Satanism, it's Illuminati, it's something else, you are the one creating the reaction. Because you can also like, oh yeah, it's a number. Some societies use that. So what? Big deal. You keep the power to yourself. And if you're afraid of that sign, you're gonna be afraid of your whole life. You're gonna be paranoid when you go out. And I don't want people to live that way. I mean, so what if I don't want something or not? Like, it's not the thing. But I don't think it's right for people to live in fear. Having the fear is okay, but to live in that the whole life, to never be able to quit because they read something about it, they saw it, now they know something about it, and like they're paranoid. Some people don't leave their house because they've read about AI, they read about electricians, they read about NPC people, and they never get out because they're afraid. They're afraid that they're gonna like, okay, they're watching me, they're gonna like come at me and stuff like that. Like, wow. I don't think like figures like me, I think I am so minor compared to like David Icke and stuff. I am nothing. Why would they target me? Why would anyone like look at me like, oh, she's a bad, we need to take her out? Like, really? I'm just sharing my word. I'm not afraid of being shot. Like, come on, kill me. Awesome. I'm not gonna live in fear, and I don't want others to be affected by that so much. So this is my rant. I'm just gonna, what I'm saying doesn't necessarily have to be true or right. It's just my opinion. This is what I believe in. And I know about the societies. I know what it's used for and all that. But I'm not going to give the power to it. I'm not going to give in to like, okay, someone showed me this sign, someone showed me that sign, I saw like triangle. I'm not going to be paranoid. I'm not going to be like, oh my god, I'm never going to go to that website again because they have the signature. I have to like go around it. Like, let's not live in fear. If we're the ones giving the power, if we're afraid of them, if we know about their signs, we have the knowledge, but we're not overreacting. We're more like, yeah, we know how you do it. So what? We have the power as well. And like, they're trying to demonize it. They're trying to make it look like so bad, so like freaking like it's everywhere. Like you go into like I don't know, like Hebrew, and there's just like a thing of a 7, and it means like the 6 or the W. So you go into the internet, you've like www, that's 666. Am I gonna overreact on that and like never again will I write that? Of course it's there. People don't really necessarily know it. You have a monster like Monster Drink has those 3 scars. It like look at the Hebrew, it has that thing like 666. Am I gonna overreact on that? Am I gonna like, oh my god, never again will I go to the shop because they have the monster drink and they're not good, they're satanic. Oh, Lord save me. Really? I'm just ranting. I'm just ranting about this whole thing. But I think, like, like when you look at the companies like Monster, when you look at like Google, Chrome, and like all of these successes and stuff, sure, they're corporations. They're owned by the like necessarily super elite. So we know that they're gonna use it anyway. And like this is the whole like thing. But to go on the street and see everyday people, see like common things, and you're like, oh, the person used that hand sign, the person did this and say that, they're Illuminati, they're satanic, I'm never gonna talk to them again. Like, we have to make a difference, whereas corporations, certain societies using it for a reason, and whereas everyday people accidentally using it without having an intention, without having something, and we're overreacting on it. Like, stop. So this is my rant. Please share your opinion. I might be completely wrong, so teach me. It's like giving some lessons. Teach this like dumb little girl because she knows nothing about it, Yeah. I want to hear what are your thoughts on this whole symbolism thing. Like when you see like 666, like how do you react when you learn about it? Like what are you doing nowadays when you see those signs? Does it irritate you? Does it make you afraid, or are you like getting pissed off and you're doing something about it? What are your thoughts regarding this whole subject? Please share your thoughts, because like I might be completely wrong in your eyes. You might think like completely different from me, and I'm interested in like how people think these days. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.